The reason why we do this is because I like you all to see what did Nicole's business look like 2.5 years ago when she first came out here. Then knowing where she was, what action did she take? What were the first 2-3 things that she focused on? Then what was the result of that? From that result, there was another bottleneck because it doesn't stop just solving those problems in that moment. Because then with increased deal flow becomes bottlenecks in transactions, bottlenecks in project management, bottlenecks with raising money, bottlenecks with everything, right? And then there's marketing channels that stop working. So then what was the next bottleneck, the next challenge? How did we solve that? And where are we at today? And what challenges are we working to solve today? So let's take and rewind 2.5 years ago. What did the business look like?
I was working full-time. I was a solopreneur.
So you had a full-time job?
Full-time job
Teacher.
teaching.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I was a hustler. So I had to be making X amount of dollars. So I was also tutoring and I don't know, doing all sorts of weird little things. I think the weird little things had probably ended by then, but it was just myself. At my first year, which was 5 years ago, I had done 2 deals, 2 flips. At that point, I was only flipping. My second year, I had done, I think like 3 to 4, like 3.5. Like the third project or the fourth project wasn't completely done by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. I joined you guys pretty much halfway through that year. And I think I did 27 deals in the following year. I think we did like 40 deals last year.
By the way, guys, her flips are like
so we actually
gigantic.
We just looked it up. I re-averaged everything. I haven't looked at my average deal size in like a month. It went from 93 to 109, but expected by the end of the year it should be like 147. Was it 147?
It's continuing to grow. Dang.
So
and you're implementing wholesaling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so she's in a market where like we have to do like 400 deals to her.
Yeah. Okay, so
Some of them.
Phenomenal. By the way, round of applause for that. Like, that's freaking awesome. Now, it sounds cool, but what was the work that went in? So let's look at in that moment. You were solo, but full-time in a job as a teacher. What were the first 2 to 3 things you focused on at that point in time?
I was working like 100 hours a week. I thought I couldn't work anymore. And then pretty much what Josh said, where you kind of break each system by improving one system. So the first things, what I needed to do to leave teaching was gain consistency in deal flow. That was like number one, right? Yeah. I was in New York. If you guys know anything about New York, the education system is well paid. Not well paid truly for New York, but it's difficult to walk away from the job, right? You have a phenomenal pension, phenomenal benefits. It's a comfortable life. Summers off, weekends, holidays. I wish I didn't even realize. I don't think, but
how good you had it. Yeah,
I literally do not think I realized. Like, I work so much. No, I needed that consistency to be able to tell my family, but mostly myself, that I can walk away from, the pension alone, they say, if you divide it over your career, is worth like $55,000 to $65,000 a year. Health insurance for life, all these nice things. And so I needed that consistency so that I could be able to comfortably walk away.
Yeah. Now you're not
alone.
alone.
Tell my family.
You're not alone in this. How many of you guys can resonate with the sense of like you had a position where you were comfortable and then you had to make this uncomfortable leap of faith in order to take the next step? Raise your hand if you've experienced that or are going through that now. Yeah, we've absolutely been there as well. You knew you needed the consistency and the predictability, which is why we're all sitting in here. We all want that, right? So what did we do then to get that?
I needed a shift in mindset as far as kind of how much money you need to spend to get how many deals. It's the predictability, right? So it's working your way backwards. Everything that they talked about. You set a goal. What is your monthly goal? How many leads do we need to get, from which lead sources, and how much is that going to cost? At that point, I was doing, I think, 1 lead channel, and then was doing a bunch of networking. And
so you put together a plan.
Exactly.
Cool. So we had this plan, but you were still working full time. So who was handling the leads?
At that point, myself. Yeah. So then, of course, my workload from 100 hours a week, I think, went to, I don't even know how you can work more than that, but I was working a lot. And then my first hire was an acquisition specialist. So now he was able to manage the leads, manage the follow-ups. We got Podio and the whole 9, and really change the business, right? And I think I might have hired a full-time admin assistant maybe right around the same time.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit after.
So let's look at this from 2 different lenses, because I think there's people that can resonate with both here. You have when you were the one making the offers and locking up the deals yourself, there was still an increase in deal flow. What do you think led to that?
Meaning the increase in deal flow when
Yeah.
I hired somebody?
Was it the marketing? Was it the sales? Was it a combination of the two, or having clarity?
I think, I mean, 100% it was the marketing and then the consistency in follow up. I was so busy. You can only follow up so well when you are so busy. And the fact is, I think my marketing budget before I joined you guys was like $2,500 a month.
Did you find yourself converting at a higher rate with the sales process, or what did that look like?
It's hard to say. It was such a small like pool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, $2,500 a month. It's like ridiculous. Like Facebook leads. I
Hard to
think,
really
you know.
compare it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, totally, very difficult to compare. The comfort or the lack of comfort of giving that ownership to someone else and trusting them to do a good job, right? Knowing that if you guys are an entrepreneur, you probably are going to do a better job than the majority of your employees at whatever they're doing, right? Because you're more driven, you're sitting in a seat you're sitting in because of that drive and knowledge and intelligence. But still understanding that part of developing a team and owning a business is finding the right people who you can trust that are going to be able to fulfill those needs. And we're still trying to find this damn acquisition seed. I don't know, man.
Well, you already have one that's performing well. You need a second one, right? And a third.
Well, we need to replace him too. So
Okay. All right.
I
All
hope it's
right.
not watching.
So let's rewind. So we find this acquisition rep. You're still working full time. So talk through, what was it like getting him onboarded? What was it like leveraging daily training? How did you get him up to speed?
So I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, right? Without results driven. I mean, he went through the whole process, the system. I had coaches, the sales training once, weekly. I mean, it would have been impossible. It's just time wise, because then we started picking up. So now we're doing 3 flips at a time. I'm managing the flips entirely, right? I never really found a GC to take over projects entirely. So
like what we have, yeah. So,
right.
So you were your project manager. You were the GC, yeah.
So I was hiring subs, and it was, I was trying to save money and or make more money. Really, I opted to continue doing that. I also enjoy it. I was wearing too many hats still, and
Cool.
then that next thing got broken. Then so we had now we had the deal flow.
Yeah.
And then it was, I think I'm going to die if I.
Yeah. So this is cool. All right. So where we are now is we created a clear plan. Now we have clarity on marketing, the channels we're going to use, the budget that we're going to spend, what to expect from that from a lead flow perspective. Then we put the acquisition person in. We onboarded them. We're training them daily. We're holding one-on-ones, and the deal flow increases. You've got 3 deals at a time going on, and now the next thing breaks. Boom. Project management. Let's walk through, how did we solve this next bottleneck?
Believe it or not, that wasn't the next bottleneck I solved, which was probably an incorrect way to do it. But, we live and we learn.
What'd you solve then?
Well, I hired a second acquisition specialist.
So you got more deals.
Increase my marketing more. You get hungry for the.
At this point, did you leave the job yet or no?
So I left my job, I guess the following June or maybe the June after that. I was definitely like sitting in class only doing real estate. Sitting at the executive calls for small group in class. I would put on a video. It's awesome.
Everybody loved Miss Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Well, the craziest part, so I used to teach AP science. And so seniors, AP environmental science, we would talk a lot about real estate, and they wanted to know. So we'd have at least like 1 lesson a week on real estate. And then after the AP exam, they were like, can you teach us like how to flip a house, how to buy rentals? So we did a whole Burr class. It was great.
That is cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. So I hired another acquisition specialist. You ended up leaving the job. What does the team look like today?
So we have 2 full-time acquisition specialists. Well, they're in transition, but we have 2 full-time acquisition specialists. Tyler was my dispo manager. I've been grooming him to be my GM. So
Boom.
I think we're pretty much at the point where I can call him my GM. He's badass. He's awesome. Everybody give Tyler a round of applause.
Yeah.
But we have a full-time project manager. I have a full-time executive admin, 2 cold callers. I still do my own TC because I love it. No, we actually just also changed project managers. So my new project manager, believe it or not, starts Monday. And I'm hoping that he's going to take a lot off my plate because I've been truly spending too much time on project management. It's because it wasn't the right butt in the right seat. We're replacing him, and I'm pretty excited about. And then Tyler's taking over the entire front half. So he's really like a sage, but he's also helping make decisions with marketing, with kind of everything. He has his hand in everything, which is why we gave him that GM title rather than the sales manager title.
Yeah, you said something to me yesterday that was really cool. You said for the first time you stopped working when?
On the weekends.
Ooh.
Fucking amazing. Excuse me. I apologize.
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause nonetheless. Absolutely. So obviously it takes a lot of action, it takes a lot of consistency and a lot of hard work for you to get where you're at. And I applaud you because you're taking the action. And we can tell everyone until we're blue in the face of what to do, but it's on them to actually go and do it.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
Thank
first
you.
and foremost. And then secondly, let's talk through what's a recent KPI red flag that you've ran into, whether it's acquisitions or marketing, or Jordan, you can even chime in here too. What's a recent KPI red flag that you guys have seen in the action that you took to solve it?
I mean, our acquisition, we're replacing both of our acquisitions specialists. Our profit per deal is phenomenal, right? So we can get by when we don't do well, truly, right? And by get by is super successful economically speaking to most people. Where we're at, the dollars we're spending, the amount of people we have on our team, we're capable of so much more. So did I say that properly?
I mean, how many deals have you done already this year?
We've closed 800K profit. Our goal this year is 65% wholesales. So that's one of our big goals for this year, is to transition from mostly flips to wholesales, because one of our major bottlenecks is raising private money. It's just because of the deal size, the amount of money we need just for gap funding is enormous.
Yeah.
How much more money would you make if you raised more money?
That's a loaded question.
More.
More?
I mean, the truth is that my hard money is way cheaper than my private money.
Yeah, but you have to pay monthly interest. That's a big deal for your size of deals.
So we use private money for our gap funding. Right now, we have never turned down a deal because of money. We've always been able to find the money.
That's big.
So I guess nothing. It is stressful though.
We need to go back because you're not getting out of this. All right.
I'm scared.
You're good. So
Just remember, therapy is, there's privacy policy.
yeah. Doctor-patient confidentiality. Yeah, right. So okay, I'll redact some pieces of information. No, so Nicole's been passionate about flipping. That's she falls in love with just being a part of that. Because of that, we built acquisitions so that she didn't really have to be over it. But if it's okay for me to share it, Nicole, she was really never over it. Because of the size of the deals, every single time we'd have a conversation hey, we're not meeting the standards, somebody
the P&L's
somebody in
good.
acquisitions would just rail out 2 or 3 deals, and that would happen quarterly.
Yeah.
And so it's not that she's not incredibly profitable, because she is. It's that the right person in the seat could be 2, if not 3 times more profitable for the same amount of spend you already have. So
3 times.
Insert Tyler, who is now in our meetings with us.
Yeah.
So Tyler's getting the exact same feedback that we're sharing, and he's mastering the sales process. Is a big reason why he's here, so that now there is somebody over acquisitions who can hold that standard, hold the line, hold your values. Mm-hmm. And again, you could be 2 or 3 times as profitable as you are.
Easy.
We'll just call it Mike's a survivor every single time every time he gets fired.
Not much longer.
I'm just curious. I've become friends with Nicole over her time being with us, and I want you to give some honest feedback, because one thing I feel we take a lot of pride on in results driven Heels Homes and our culture in general, and it's not just in our office but with our students, is accountability. It doesn't matter how disciplined you are as an entrepreneur or how motivated you are. We all have fears. We do. We're scared to spend money. We're scared to make the next move. We've never done it. I'm still there. The next move I make is something I've never done. So it's really important to have someone on your side reminding you of the pros and cons when you make the decision of life's not ending if it goes wrong. And ultimately, we're blind to gaps that we've never experienced, done case studies on, managed, operated. And without someone giving you that guidance, the only way to learn at that point is to lose money. Yeah. That is literally the only way to learn running a company. So you get to choose how much money and risk do you want to take and lose. Do you want guidance? He is pulling out her scorecard saying, you're not seeing this, Nicole, ding, ding, ding. Let's not go another week or 2 with non-performance, because she might not have the experience or the skill set yet to see that. So we close that gap with her while we close the gap with the acquisition manager. Once she has that skill set, guess what's going to happen? The next gap's going to happen. She spent money on deals, got more deal flow, and then ran into the next problem. So tell me about like how helpful has it been working with Jordan and Aaron and these guys and just like in your journey? And you can be honest. Like I want you to don't be too honest, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
He's
We'll
giving
see.
me funny eyes back there.
She gets mad. She gets mad. When we hold
I
her
mean,
accountable.
honestly, like it is completely and utterly changed my life. I would not be where I was without these guys, because these guys brought everybody together. I would not say that if I didn't mean it. Like it is crazy, legit. I'd probably still be doing like, maybe 4 flips a year and teaching. I could almost guarantee it. And legitimately owe it to you guys. So I am thankful and grateful, and you guys are amazing. I've learned so much. I love you guys. You know, like we've had a lot of good times.
We have. Yeah.
We've had a lot of good times together also. Just to like finalize that, like literally we talk to Jordan like twice a month. So every other week. And it's legit like a therapy session. It's definitely directed at how to improve your business. But as a business owner, it is exhausting, it is tiring, it is challenging, exciting, dynamic, but like having somebody there, to hold you accountable and help you improve, grow, be better, but also like giving you the positivity and confidence that you can do it and what you need to do it is just, I always walk out of it like, all right. Like, I'm good, you know, like it's you know, I've like cried in some meetings with him, and then like I'm ready to go, you know, I'm ready to take on the world. So they're phenomenal.
I love
Just
it.
getting started.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing is like
I know.
you opened up saying like we went from this to this to this to this, which is awesome. And there's still room for improvement, which is
God.
the most exciting. I mean, I've got goosebumps as you're sitting here talking about like you and Jordan working together and the fact that we're just getting started. But let's rewind again. Put yourself back in the shoes that you were 2.5 years ago. What's some advice that you would give someone sitting here in this room right now?
Don't have limiting beliefs. Believe in yourself. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just because people in your life tell you can't do something, tell them they're wrong and don't listen to them. Surround yourself by people that do similar things to what you want to do, and they will be the ones to pick you up and tell you what you can and can't do. And just never take no for an answer. You know, challenges are challenges. Just figure out how to overcome them.
Relentless effort. I love it. Well, let's give Nicole a round of applause. Thank you, Nicole. Hey, we have an award for you. We have an award for you.
And every
Or
time
two
she's
turn
around,
tiff, one of the
Tequila
two.
Tina comes out.
We
so.
like drink tequila together, you know?